Today we are going to talk about how to prevent hair loss, but not just how to prevent hair loss, but when you grow your hair to make sure that it's full and prevent the loss of hair, focusing on this one very important common problem. And this involves a type of testosterone, a very strong type of testosterone called DHT. Several common medications out there for hair loss. Their mechanism is to block an enzyme so you can lower the amount of DHT that interacts with your hair, because when this very powerful form of testosterone interacts with the receptor, okay, in your scalp, your hair just does not grow that well. If it does grow, it's going to be very miniature or tiny. So I wanted to create a video only on this one topic of how to restore the receptor for DHT, because really the problem is that this receptor is turned up, and that makes DHT more sensitive. And it is a genetic issue for a lot of people, but there are things that you can do about it, okay? Because one of the problems people have when they're doing the medication is that it blocks DHT too much, and then they end up having side effects like decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, depression, things like that. But for this problem, it has everything to do with the receptor for DHT in your scalp. It is a genetic sensitivity problem. So how do we regulate it and turn it down a little bit so it's not overactive? Now, there are a lot of herbs out there that you can get and try, saw palmetto, and some of these work for some people, and sometimes they don't work. I want to talk more about some additional things that you can do that involve epigenetics, which is basically above genes, okay? It's things that you can do and take and eat that can keep these genetic variations in check and keep them working to your advantage. So there are 5 main factors that we're going to focus on today. So what is the first factor that can worsen this problem? How do we deal with it? Well, it's called hypoxia. What is hypoxia? That is a condition where you have a lack of oxygen, okay, into your scalp. Now, what can cause a lack of oxygen? 3 things. 1, anemia. 2, inflammation. And 3, a lack of exercise. So, of course, you have to look at the situation to see if you have a problem with any of these 3. Do you exercise on a regular basis? If you don't, it might be a good idea to do it. Do you potentially have anemia? Okay. If you do, the 2 types of anemia that people have would be an iron anemia or a B12 anemia. Iron and B12